Hey everybody, Neil Malik with Nat Training, bringing you another everyday office video. And in today's video, I'd like to demonstrate this effect right here. So as you can see, I've got a normal slide. On the right side of the slide, I have the piece of the pie chart or the donut chart here is clickable. And when I click on it, it takes me to a version of this where the right-hand side is now broken down. And what's further, if I go over here to this little wedge of the pie, I can see I got a little hand here and I can click on it and I can expand out the information about that specific wedge of pie. I can click back on it, click on it again, and expand it and contract it. And then if I click on the left side, the other simple side of the chart, then the right side of the chart becomes simplified again. The left side of the chart becomes broken down. And if I want to isolate one specific value, again, I can click on it and it expands and contracts the labeling for that part of the chart. I can do this with just a little bit of breaking the chart down into its component pieces, hyperlinks, and triggered animations. So let me go ahead and show you how it's done. As you can see here in PowerPoint, I'm going to have three slides. One that is simple, one that is the right side broken down with a little labeling. If I wanted to do labels for all of them, I could, but that's just exhausting for the purposes of the tutorial, so I only did one of them. And then slide number 3, as you can see, the broken down left side of the chart with just the one label on it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and make a new blank slide here and start off with my simple version of the chart. Now I went ahead and made all these charts in Excel. You could just as easily make them in PowerPoint, but I'm a fan of working in Excel when I can. Notice the basic idea here. What I have is, let's say there are survey results or types of people who attended an event, and I've broken them down into people who are C-level executives and people who are director-level managers. And I've gone ahead and sorted it so all the executives are up here at the top and all the directors are down here at the bottom. And this little donut chart has every one of the segments in it. Then, over here on the right, I just said, yeah, some of these people are executives and some of them are directors. And what I'll do is I'll use the SUMIFS function to add up the number column whenever the information in the level column matches up with executive. And in the same way here for director, and whenever you see the number in the number column where the level is set to director, go ahead and add those together. And again, the reason why sorting the executives together was so important is because right here at the end of other, that's this little wedge right down here. This is the other executive values. And you can see that that matches up perfectly with the simple version of the chart on the right. Okay, so I click on the chart on the right, copy it, come over here to PowerPoint and paste it. And I'll take a second here, leave it as a chart for the time being, but just click on the right side of the chart and use Control-1. And I just like to make this a little bit cosmetically different. So I'll go over here and fill it, let's say with dark green, like I did in the example, and then click on the left side of the chart and make that sort of a softer green. Great. Now, the next part of this is that in order for us to be able to click the right side of the chart or the left side of the chart, these things need to be independent elements. They can't be a chart that's fully functioning anymore. So I start by using Control-X to cut that chart out. And on the Home tab, on the Paste drop-down menu, I'm going to choose Paste Special. And specifically, I'm pasting as a type of thing called an enhanced metafile picture. The reason that's important is that enhanced metafile pictures are pictures in that they are grouped together shapes. And that's going to be important in a minute here because then we're going to be able to isolate the different shapes. All these other types of things you don't want to use. Windows Metafile actually would work here, but enhanced metafile works as well or better. So go ahead and hit OK. And you can see now that it's pasted this in as a picture. And if I go to my Arrange drop-down menu on the Home tab and I go to Selection pane, you notice it's just listed as Picture 2. But if I go to the Arrange drop-down menu and I choose Ungroup, it'll say, are you sure you want to do this? And I click Yes. And you see it right there? Now I have Group 4 with different shapes inside of it. This is a shape, this is a shape, this is a shape, and this is a shape. Now what I'll do here is I will come in and click on the outside border around the outside part of the chart. And I will rename this as executive border, and click on the inside part of the chart and rename this as executive fill. And then click on the outside part of the left side of the chart, rename this as director border, and the inside part of the chart and call this director fill. And for the entirety of this group, I can double click on the group's name and I can name this simple chart. Now the reason I did this is because in a little bit here, I'll want to be able to select specifically the executive fill as the thing to be clicked on when I decide to move over to the complicated version of the executive results. Okay, but that's it for right now. Let's go over and grab the more complex chart from Excel. Just Control C to copy that chart, Control V to paste it. Don't worry, that's not exactly lined up just yet. It'll get there in a second. But I will go to the Design tab, and let's go with a simpler version of the color scheme. Something like, let's do a color breakdown in... let's use this soft blue here. Now let's go back to green so that it looks like it matches. Okay, so I've got the formatting down, but I need to be able to click on different things and have stuff happen. So again, this can't be a chart. It has to be the independent components of the chart. So one more time, Control X to cut. And then on the Home tab, use the Paste drop-down menu, Paste Special, and paste it specifically as the picture type Enhanced Meta File. Click OK, and there it is. You can see it lines up quite nicely. But again, in the selection pane, it just says Picture 10. So I go to Arrange and Ungroup. Notice that it's one gigantic group with all the shapes, but you know that what I want to be able to do is select the elements over here on the right or over here on the left. So I need to go to Arrange and Ungroup again to get all of those to be independent elements. And with that, I can now highlight all the stuff over here on the right just by clicking and dragging across it. And using Control G, I can group the right-hand elements together and just rename group 41 to the executive group. And then highlight all the stuff on the left here, group it using Control G, and rename this as the director group. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because having these grouped together makes it incredibly easy to do this. Watch how easy this part is. I don't want to see on slide number 4 the entirety of the director group, so I click the little eyeball right here, and they all disappear. I click for the executive group on the little eyeball right here, and they all disappear. So slide number 4 is the simple version of the donut chart, but everything is there. You see that? And now I can click on slide number 4 and Control D, duplicate it, and say this is the slide that needs to have the executive pieces broken out. I just click right here on the little line next to executive group, and they all show up. And I click on slide number 4 and I hit Control D, and I say this is the slide where the directors should show up, and I click the little line where the eyeball is supposed to be, and you can see right there I have slides number 4, 5, and 6, each one of them where we have either the simple version for the entirety of the chart, a broken down right side of the chart, or a broken down left side of the chart. Very nice. Now, I want to be able to quickly and easily click on the right side of the chart and see the right side broken down, or click on the left side of the chart and see the left side broken down. So I click on the left side of the chart. If I need to, I can click on the executive fill right here within that group. Go to my Insert tab and insert a link. When I insert a link, it allows me to go to a different place in the slide, and I'll say that's slide number 5. If I'm clicking on the executive fill, I want to see the executives broken down, and click OK. And the exact same thing here on the left. I can click on my director fill, I can go to Hyperlink. I can say go to slide number 6 and click OK. And I can go to slide number 5, go to my director fill again, insert a hyperlink and say, yes, if you were to click on the director part, go to slide number 6 and click OK. And go to slide number 6 and click on the executive part here on the right, add a hyperlink and say when you click on the right side, go to slide number 5 and hit OK. Now let's watch that in action. I'm starting from slide number 4. Using the keyboard shortcut Shift F5, I can start from slide number 4. So you can see now I can put my mouse over the right side of the donut chart, click on it, you get the different elements here, and the same way I can click on the left side of the chart and see the breakdown of the different elements as well. So that's what we're going for there. So the next stage is to be able to click on one of the elements over here on the right side of the donut chart when we're on slide number 5, or one of the elements on the left side of the donut chart when we're on slide number 6, to be able to have something pop out from that. So I'll go to slide number 5 here. Let's say that this little wedge up here, this is the CEO value, and I want that to pop out. Now, as you can see, by default, it's grabbing me the entire executive group, and if I click down through these, you'll see each of the individual different shapes that are in there, and what I'm looking for is the CEO shape. All right, so I'm going to now cut the CEO shape out and repaste it so that's not part of the group anymore. I'm going to line it up just like so, and then make sure that it is behind all of this. So you see the freeform 12 up here. Let's actually take a second, double click on this and call it CEO, right? And now I'm going to take the CEO wedge and I'm going to put it not inside the executive group, but below the executive group. And you can see what that does is it puts it underneath that nice outer white border right there, but it is not inside the group. So it's something that I can easily get to, click on, etc. Okay, so next part of the process. I want to have my little pop out here. Now let's take a second. Let's look up the CEO numbers, 1,211. Okay, so now I'll go up here to insert. I'll go grab one of these little pop out guys, maybe this one. Okay, click and drag to draw the box, put it wherever I want to put it. Maybe over here. Maybe I'll make this little thing show up like that. Okay, and maybe I'll change the fill a bit. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so this is the CEOs, and there are 1,211 of those people. And I'll just go ahead and maybe make this bold and a little bit bigger. Okay. And I would like this to show up by wiping in from left to right. So on my animations tab up here at the top of the screen, there are lots of different ways that I can make this show up, but I like the feel of it sort of appearing out of the little wedge. So for that one, that's wipe, but not from the bottom like you see there, but rather from the left. So there it is, it pops out. And let's actually come over here to duration and shorten the duration down to 1/4 of a second. Now I also want it to disappear basically the same way. So I'll go to add animation and add a wipe exit on top of the wipe entrance. So I add a wipe exit and then I wipe that from right to left, going back in, and again make the duration about 1/2 second. But here's the key to all of that. By going to the animation pane up here at the top of the screen, you'll see that I have now the call out is coming in and it's going out. I have those two animations right there. By holding down Shift, I can select both of them. You see how both of them are highlighted in sort of a pink orange right there? Now I don't want this to happen just when I click forward. What I want is I want to be able to go to Trigger here and say when I click the shape called CEO, you see that right there? So I click on CEO and that will trigger it to either show up or disappear. Let's see whether that works or not. So I'm going back to slide number 4 here. The first stage is to say that I'm interested in the executive side of things. Click on that and the executives get broken out. Now the next thing is to say that I'm interested in the CEO. I can click on the CEO, it pops out. Click on the CEO, it pops back in, back and forth, just like that. Now, obviously, you can repeat this as many times as you need to, but let's go over to slide number 6 and just do this one more time. Let's say that this little wedge down here on slide number 6, which I believe, yep, is freeform 26 right here. Let's cut that using Control X and paste it using Control V. Put it back in its original location, right there. And put it below that group. Let's take a second, double click on it. Oh, what is that shape? That shape is the first director of IT. Okay, so this will be the director of IT shape. Great. I'm going to insert another call out. Let's use the same type that we used the first time around. Arrange it however we want. Push this over here maybe. Pull this over here. Great. Okay. And again, we'll change the aesthetics of this thing to that. And this is the director of IT. And the number is, I know it doesn't really matter, but 932 people. And again, we'll make that cosmetically the same. We'll bold it. We'll make it a little bigger. Great. And again, what do? We go to the Animations tab. We choose a wipe animation. This time we'll go the effect options from the right-hand side and have it take 1/4 of a second. Go to Add Animation. Add an exit animation called Wipe. Have it come from the left-hand side and make the duration 1/4 of a second. Now again, we click on the 2 animations in the animation pane that are right here. Hold down Shift to grab both of them and say you are specifically triggered when I click on the thing called the Director of IT. And that's it. So now I can go to slide number 5, pop this open. I can click on the right side or the left side, the right side or the left side, and get to either of these 2 areas being broken down. Once I'm on the right side or the left side, if I want to call out one of these elements, I can click on that shape and pop out the description of that thing. I can click on the shape and pop out the description of that thing. And I can make it expand and contract as many times as I want to. If I do this for several of these, I can pop them out at the same time if I want to. There's lots of different combinations here that might make sense.